Hello, Astro Babies. My name is Daniel, and this is the extended energy of the week of the 18th of December, and the year is almost over. What do we have this week? Mercury Retrograde is the main character of the week. It will move back from Capricorn to Sagittarius, telling us that in order to plan our 2024, we must reflect on our beliefs and if those beliefs are actually supporting this growth that we want to see next year. The first thing Mercury does this week is that today, Monday, it aligns to Jupiter in an amazing Earth trine that is for planning, for visualizing what you want to manifest in a material plane or the opportunities that you want to take for next year. But since both are retrograde, it means that, okay, we need to be open to revision, to maybe understand that the vision that we had for us by the end of this year or the beginning of next can change. And it's a moment for adapting, it's a moment for rethinking, for replanning, for having those conversations that maybe I thought the year was gonna end this way, but now whatever is happening this and next week is telling me that probably on the next year I need a shift of plan, of vision, of understanding. So it's a great opportunity to look ahead, but at the same time saying that, okay, in order to look ahead, we must rethink what's going on right now. This week, Mercury will join the Sun, and after the midpoint of the retrograde phase, that is when it joins the Sun, we start getting the information and the clarity we need to implant a new mindset. So it means that these plans are going to change because we right now are getting the information that we need to make it change. Another thing that happens is that Mercury aligns to Saturn. And when Mercury aligns to Saturn, it's a moment we say like, yes, I want to sign this contract. But Mercury is retrograde, so I was like, maybe I need to reflect if I want to commit in this thing. Saturn rules Capricorn, so they are in a great resonance right now with Mercury in Capricorn in a sextiles to Saturn. That says like, yes, we are committed for the future, but that commitment for the future is by understanding that maybe I need to step out of certain commitments. I need to let go or put a limit on things where my energy was drifting away or where I didn't see the growth that I was expecting till the end of the year. And by next year, when Mercury goes direct and out of shadow, I can start making the actions about the decisions that I'm making this and next week. So by mid of the week, like we have the solstice, the sun moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn, from a mutable energy sign to a cardinal energy sign, means that we are changing season. And when the sun jumps into Capricorn, it's a moment that we are really thinking in our material goals. We want to present ourselves, the sun, in this evolution mentality in the material plane. That is like, that's why we end of the year planning for the next one. And that's why that Capricorn energy is like hustling energy that I want more and I want to make it happen. So it opens a season of 3 months in which we really want to see our goals manifested in the material plane. But almost immediately after the sun jumps into Capricorn, it joins Mercury in this new Moon of Mercury. A new Moon of Mercury is like the beginning of its cycle. A lot of people tend to fear Mercury retrograde, but it's actually the most important part of Mercury's transit because it's a moment where Mercury is, from the perspective of the Earth, is slowing down. So we see it as it's going backwards. It means that this is a perfect moment to pause, to rethink, to replan, to re-understand whatever is being going on. We cannot just go forward. These moments of Mercury retrograde ask us to take a time and really reflect on the things that we've been deciding, that we've been saying, that we've been planning, and especially right now because it's moving from Capricorn to Sagittarius, telling us that, again, in order to manifest these amazing plans for next year, we need to have a revision of our beliefs, and if those beliefs really are supporting that vision. So when the sun joins Mercury, is with the moment that the sun, the consciousness, connects to Mercury, the mind. So we start getting clarity. Is this like seed moment where we start implanting a new mindset, and this comes from this like retrograde phase where we're actually seeing things from a different perspective and getting the information we need in order for us to implant this new mindset. So after this point, the next week and the week after, and especially the days around it, is where like, oh wow, I didn't see this coming, or I didn't think of it in this certain way, and now I have the information to make me change the plan that I was doing. Actually, this Mercury retrograde looks like very positive, because naturally, like end of the year with a lot of holidays, like life forces us to make a stop. And this stop, in this sense, connected to Jupiter, to Saturn, to Neptune, is about stepping out of nebulosity to have a clearer mindset and vision for our next year. So right now, this week, we have the new Moon of Mercury. And at the same time, we have this new Moon of Mercury where we start implanting this new mindset. We have an opposition from Venus, the planet of desire, in Scorpio, the desire of transformation, of connection so deep, but in opposition to Uranus in Taurus. This opposition is something that can make this week very erratic, something like expected, unexpected. When Uranus is opposing Venus, we have a desire of something different, of breaking free from all things. Maybe I want to have like a change of look. Maybe I need space in my relationships. Maybe I notice that I'm liking things that before I didn't like. It can feel different for everyone, but it's this moment where life says, I want freedom. I desire something different, something new, something unique. So if you are more open for change, this can be a very liberating energy. If you are a person that has a tendency to be a bit stubborn, this can be an erratic energy. And whatever it happens, when Uranus is very active, it almost feels like this electricity going inside of us, and we want to break free from it. So let's pause. Let's not make radical decisions without that appropriate time of thinking. Remember, Mercury is in retrograde. Yes, maybe if you thought about like that change of look from a long time, yes, do it, amazing, but it might not be the best week to have like those sudden decisions. I wanna like get a nose job, or like a radical, I wanna like go all Britney, and it's like maybe pause. Anyway, so in relationships, we might be super social, but also having a need of like more space for us. Regarding money or image, we might want something different. It's okay, you know, it's like this is preparing us for Pluto going back into Aquarius beginning of next year. That says we're living a moment where we want freedom and authenticity and changes in the collective. So this is an energy that starts like, okay, maybe I don't want to hang out with those people with that old mentality again. I want new friends. I want like a different end of the year. I want like a different Christmas. Why not? Anyway, so another thing that happens is that just after the solstice, the sun is then the one that presents itself to Saturn. The sun in Capricorn, in connection to Saturn, the planet of Capricorn in Pisces, saying it's like, okay, after reflecting Mercury retrograde about my plans, about my vision, I'm presenting myself into this more mature state of me, saying that this weekend and early next week might be the moment we're having the clarity we need to make those very important decisions that we are gonna implant next year. You know, like we still have the energy of the solstice that opens like a 3-month transit, and this is part of the aspect, you know, the connection to Saturn, saying we're reaching a point of maturity. Saturn in the last sign of the zodiac says that part of this maturity is understanding inevitable endings, understanding we need to place limits where they were known, understanding that maybe the whole year I was like pushing this project, but by the end of the year, I realized I don't need to push this anymore. I can actually close the chapter. I can actually, or maybe I need to like revisualize it because I want to change it, I want to shift it, and it's part of this mature energy to understand the end of a cycle and presenting ourselves to that mature action. So yeah, it can be a very different Christmas for us this year because it might seem that this and next week are very important weeks of decisions that we're gonna take into action the first, or actually the second week of January, when Mercury is direct and out of shadow and finishes all the things, I would say after mid-January. But I hope this information is good for you and plan accordingly. Happy holidays.